On this episode of Bass to Billfish, fan favorite Andy Holland and his good friend Sandy Kirby are back for another fishing adventure with Peter Miller.
Get a jump! Oh my God!
Fishing with Captain Austin Carlson out of Hawks Cay Resort, Peter and crew head out in search of epic fishing in the Florida Keys.
Whoa! Oh my God!
Florida, the fishing capital of the world.
Oh, yes.
With incredible fishing around every corner.
Set it!
This is truly an angler's paradise. Join Peter Miller as he travels in search of big fish and shares his adventures with guests from around the globe.
Oh my God!
From freshwater to saltwater, ocean to Everglades.
Oh, yeah!
Join him for a fishing experience like no other.
Yeah!
This is Bass to Billfish with Peter Miller. Presented by Yellowfin.
It's bad!
Andy is the kind of person that brings joy to everyone around him. You know, people with Down syndrome, there's different levels of it, and he's very high functioning. And crew loves him, I love him, everybody he meets loves him.
All right, ready?
So the first meeting down in the Florida Keys was at the Worldwide Sportsman, which is down in Alamorada. Andy and Sandy are on their way in.
I see you, Peter.
Hey guys! Open the door and he comes running in, and sure enough,
Oh, God, yeah, I got you.
and he's on you, and it's like wearing an Andy backpack on the front, kind of like a baby Bjorn.
Best day ever to see him again.
Best day ever to see him again.
Yes, in my soul.
In his soul. It's so sweet.
I missed this
I
face.
missed this face too.
Right.
How you doing?
That is what he does to Peter and all of the crew.
Get over here.
That hug you guys hard.
Yeah.
He's a kisser, and he actually kisses after each and every fish, so it's about 150 kisses on my neck.
This is my favorite
Down here?
Bass Pro Shop.
What's unique about the Worldwide Sportsman is that it's Bass Pro Shop's store in the Florida Keys with a marina in the back, with a restaurant. They have everything. I have gift cards for you guys again.
Oh, how wonderful.
Bass Pro was kind enough to send them to me to give them to my guests. One for you,
And one for
and one
me.
for you.
Hello.
All right, I guess we're going to check out Hemingway's boat, huh? They have a replica of Ernest Hemingway's boat, which was called a Pilar. Have you ever heard of Ernest Hemingway?
No.
He's a very well-known author, writer, fisherman.
I love this boat.
He's got a typewriter in there, the forward bunks and the dining area, which was very cool. So Andy had a ball in there. He wanted to actually take off in that thing.
Woo-hoo!
Hey, you guys ready? We're gonna feed the tarpon.
Oh, yeah.
One of the staples down in the Florida Keys is Robbie's of Alamorada. Andy, let's go buy some fish
Okay.
to feed the fish. Hey, how's it going? Can we take 3 buckets? And you hang redfin herring with your fingers, and the tarpon come up and eat it right out of your hands. See, these are the fish we're gonna feed them. So pick a bucket. Sandy, here's a bucket for you.
Oh boy.
I'll grab a bucket. Follow me. I knew Andy would flip out when he saw a 100-pound tarpon come to eat a bait out of his hand. You're gonna feed them by hand over here.
Look at them, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I see what big one.
Oh yeah, there's some big ones at the very end. Wait till you see these suckers.
no.
So when we got there, he was a little hesitant at first. He was kind of throwing them.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa!
All right, check it out. This is how you do it. You take this fish and you hold it by the tail like this. He's gonna come up and eat it. Ready?
Whoa!
Did you see? First bait he puts in, and that big tarpon comes up, and I just saw his hand disappear momentarily. Did he hurt you?
Yeah.
Let me see. You're not even bleeding. You're perfect. That was awesome, Andy.
Hey, Toby bit me. Bit my own hand.
Holy Maloney. Look at this guy, Andy. Oh, got me, Andy.
wow.
Got me. They come up so fast, and your hand disappears real quick. You know, it's a little scary at first, but it's no big deal. It's a lot of fun. This is awesome. This is full cardio combat. We must have gone through 6 buckets of bait between the 2 of us. Wow, they are fired up.
love those tarpon.
Yeah.
They were huge.
Holy cow!
Oh!
When you watch some of these things back in slow motion, you can see just how beautiful these creatures are coming out of the water, mouths open, ready to just engulf a bait. And to see that happen, it's amazing. Pretty cool stuff.
Oh! Yay!
That was the best one ever.
Coming up next on Bass to Billfish.
Andy's got a bite.
Too heavy.
You having fun yet?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a big fish right there.
Shark!
Oh my God!
Bass to Billfish with Peter Miller is brought to you by. Follow Peter Miller Fishing on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. Mercury Marine, go boldly. NTB Tire Kingdom, merchants, that's all you need. Peter Miller and returning guests Andy and Sande are in the Florida Keys.
Oh, I got you, I got you.
After meeting at Worldwide Sportsman, they hand-fed tarpon at Robbie's of Isla Mirada.
Oh, yeah!
Now they get ready to hit the water.
When I come down to the Florida Keys, Hawks Cay always rolls out the red carpet. And the premises is just immaculately kept. The lobby, everything about it, and they have the Angler and Ale restaurant, which is newly revamped, and the food there is amazing. And the marina on the premises, fuel docks, tackle store, so it's got it all. Here comes my boy Austin. Our Captain Austin has been fishing down here since he was a little kid. When you speak to him, you feel like he's 40 years old. What's up, man? And he's 24. Nice boat, dude. For this particular episode, he says, I really like to use my boat. I've got everything set up. I said, it's perfect, let's do it. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you.
Again.
He told me he felt really good about the African Pompano. He says, oh, we'll get him. Think we're gonna really get him?
I think we'll get into them.
Yeah? I was like, all right, we better knock on wood.
Hey, Peter.
Good morning, Andy.
Morning.
How you doing, buddy?
There.
Good to see you, buddy. How's everything, all right?
Yeah.
Good. You get any sleep?
Baby.
Great, there's Austin, there's our captain.
Hey, Captain.
And then the captain was
Austin.
Austin.
Me. Hey, Austin.
How's it going, bud?
I love this beer.
You like the beer? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it cleaned up.
Yeah, good.
We ain't going to work today because we're going fishing.
Cheers, my dad.
That's right, we're gonna have a good day. We're gonna have a good day.
Yeah.
You know what we're gonna go buy in a minute?
Yeah.
This is where they have the Dolphin up here.
I love that.
See them swimming around the dock over there in the back?
Oh, yeah.
There they are, they're looking, Andy.
Hey, buddy, good morning.
Yep. Good.
All right, we're gonna pick it up.
All right, here we go, guys.
All right.
Hey, what's it?
Andy, Andy, sit down.
Woohoo! Yeah!
We decided on day one to go to the Gulf where he has a wreck. It's about 25 miles from Hawks Cay. It was only about 20 feet of water. What do we do first, Coach?
We'll start chumming up.
Yeah?
Work these fish up, get them a little
Excited.
Okay, let's do it. Threw the anchor, started chumming, and it was go time. Andy's got a bite. It is a blue runner. Andy's first fish of his Keys trip. Get him, Sandy.
Look at your little baby.
What do we got, Andy? Yellowtails. And I like that we're starting out small, reserving our energy for later. Oh,
Too
yeah.
heavy.
Nice one. Good job, buddy. Good
Thanks,
job.
Dad. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got him. Another yellowtail. You having fun yet?
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
that one. There you go.
Andy, come here. That's a big fish right there. Almost like a nurse.
And Peter can identify what kind of fish it is when you got it on the line. Very interesting.
Don't let it touch the engines, Andy.
And he knew it was a nurse shark.
I see it. It looks like a shark.
Shark!
Oh, my God.
Andy loves catching sharks, and he doesn't care what kind it
Oh,
is.
my God.
That's cool, huh?
They put up a good fight.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Wow,
See that?
look at that teeth.
It's called a nurse shark.
Oh, good.
Pretty cool catching that nurse shark.
Nice job.
Yes.
Good job, buddy.
Coming up next on Bass to Billfish,
Oh! Whoa! It's gonna jump!
Oh, my goodness.
Woo! All day long, fish are coming in the boat.
Bass to Billfish with Peter Miller is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. Salt Life. Live salty. Yellowfin. Your legacy. Costa. See what's out there. Closed captioning for Bass to Billfish has been provided by Bass Pro Shops.
Oh,
Too
yeah.
heavy.
Peter Miller is fishing with Andy and Sandy in the Florida Keys.
Nice job, buddy.
Thank you, Dad.
After warming up with Yellowtail Snapper, Andy had a blast catching a nurse shark.
Oh my God.
Now they look to catch something bigger.
There's a barracuda looking at the bait right here.
No way, Dad.
The barracuda started showing up anytime we'd catch a fish. Snappers, there's some yellowtails around, runners. Look at the size of that thing. You see him right there? You didn't know where they came from. They would just show up like these giant logs.
Oh my God.
Immediately, I rigged a wire setup, put on some baits, and casted him out. Here he comes. He looked at it. He looked at it, Andy. Come on.
Oh. Whoa.
I think he's hooked. And the second they eat, they start screaming. Andy! They jump, they pull hard, they got giant teeth. Andy, wine! And I knew it was gonna be fun. Yeah, big cuda! Whoa, there he is, Andy, keep reeling, you got him. You got him, he's still there. Oh yeah, the best ever, Andy. Professional status, folks. Woo, he's gonna
Oh, that's
jump.
my favorite sound.
Yes!
Oh, Andy is huge, buddy. He's huge. Look at the size of that thing. Oh, you caught Barry. Barracuda.
Cool.
You caught a Barracuda.
Yep.
Easy.
That was a
Easy,
jumper.
easy. That's enough reeling. Just bring it this way now. When he gets real close, you want to leave about 6, 7 feet, you know, when he gets here, and then we'll grab him.
Oh!
Flipper-risky. They start screaming where if you're not watching, you have no idea where they're going. Like all of a sudden it just disappears and it comes jumping like right at the boat, and you can't take up the slack fast enough. Everybody likes barracuda, and anyone that catches them, they absolutely love it.
Look. Oh, my goodness.
Woo! All day long, fish are coming in the boat. He told me in the morning that when we went to this wreck, he felt really good about the African Pompano. He says, oh, we'll get them. I've been fishing my whole life, and I've only caught 2. So when he says we're gonna get African Pompano, I was like, this is cool, we're doing it. So we make basically a knocker rig with a weight, 30 to 40 pound fluoroleader, a circle hook with a pinfish hook through the nose, and before you know it, the rod is just doubled over. Andy, right here. Oh. That's a good one. And Andy picks it up and he starts fighting this fish.
That's a good one.
Get him, Andy. Nice and smooth, baby, smooth up. I said, Andy, I want you to pull up slow with your power and wind down fast.
I think that may be what I think it is.
And sure enough, he gets this thing close, and I see it down there shining silver. Looks like a African Pompano. Slow, nice and easy.
No way, Andy.
Slow, Andy. Right? Relax, that's it. No more reeling. Just hold on to him. Yeah!
Oh, nice. Oh, my word.
Look at
Andy,
that, buddy.
You were kidding me.
African Pompano.
Pompano.
Look.
Yes.
Touchdown.
All right.
First African Pompano on Bass to Billfish, and the third one I've ever been a part of in my life. And Andy caught it. Superstar. Good job, bud.
Thank you.
Good job, Andy.
Coming up next on Bass to Billfish.
It looks like it could be another African.
That's a big one.
Now we're talking.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, glad I think you're African.
Look at that.
Oh, my word.
Bass to Billfish with Peter Miller is brought to you by Monster Products. Always lead, never follow. Ray Marine. simply superior. Follow Peter Miller Fishing on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. FWC, Florida is the fishing capital of the world.
Oh! I think he's hooked.
Fishing has been incredible for Peter and returning guests Sandy Kirby and Andy Holland.
Yeah!
After landing a high-jumping Barracuda, Andy caught the first African Pompano on bass to Billfish.
Yeah!
Now, Peter shows his guests another activity available out of Hawks Cay Resort.
On this particular trip, I wanted to show Andy and Sandy everything that I could dream of that was like the iconic moments down in the Florida Keys. And luckily at Hawks Cay, they have the Dolphin encounter. I set up the three of us to go down and get in the water with the Dolphin. Flipper, he says. And the trainer came out, she explained everything to us.
I'll kind of be walking you through everything. I'll teach you guys some of the hand signals as well. But because we mainly use hand signals to communicate with the dolphins, one really important thing that I'll ask is that you kind of keep your hands up on your life jackets like this.
Andy was so excited, he couldn't restrain it. So when we actually walked out with our little wetsuits on,
Andy, we gotta go this way.
and they were watching him, they pop up with their eye and they look at him, and then he does a hand signal, and one of the dolphins does a flip in the air.
And he did the sign, and whew, Flipper was doing flips for him, and it was just amazing.
Yep.
So we go in the water, we're able to hold the dolphin, we pet its belly, feeding it with these giant teeth. It's a little intimidating, but Andy didn't care. He loved every second of it.
Andy just connected with the dolphins.
Yep. Hey, football.
All right, so Andy, you want to go first for a flipper shake?
Like they were your friends, right?
No, my family.
Oh, Flipper is your family?
Yeah.
Nice and open.
Flipper was something.
Yep.
Where did Andy go? Good job, Andy.
Best day ever with my football. Love me, kiss me, love on him. Oh yeah, magic.
It was magical.
Magic hand.
Our captain, Austin, has been fishing down here since he was a little kid. He's got all the spots, he's got all the knowledge, and he has a wreck that had African Pompano.
Whoa!
Let him run, and we get another bite, and Andy's fighting it. He ate a pinfish on the bottom on a knocker rig, and it looks like it could be another African. Nice and smooth, baby. Wait till he stops running.
That's a big one.
Now we're talking.
Give me, Peter.
Okay, good job. You're doing great, Andy. He's a very good fisherman.
Perfect.
And it starts going around the engine. He jumps over the transom, goes around 3 motors, comes around the other side. I love what's going on here.
Oh my goodness, Andy, that's huge, buddy. He pulls it up and then reels down, don't you? Pull it up and you reel down.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, looks like an African. Nice one, big one. And we see it. It's African Pompano. Good, Andy. It's the best you've ever fished. I like the smooth. I really encouraged him, and I said, Andy, that's the best you've ever done, and it's true. This is when we go easy. This is the smoothest. You could just see him swell with pride while he was doing it.
Yep.
Did an amazing job fighting these fish.
It was very good. He did really well.
Leo.
Smooth stroke Andy, they called him.
Pull it up and you reel down. I mean, he's perfect. He looks very experienced now.
Whoa.
And he's got it down.
Pull him back to the left. Pull back. He's gonna swim. There he is. Oh, he's a nice one. Okay, he's to the left. He's right here.
Oh.
Gentle, gentle, gentle. He's right here. It's 8 feet away. Pull to the left, and then wind down one. And then pull up one time. No, you're good, you're good, you're good. He's gonna just pinwheel out of there. The leader's right here. I think I may grab him by the tail. And when you go to grab a fish, you have to see where the hook is, and the fish is just zagging all over.
Whoa!
I think Peter's got him.
But luckily, I was able to get my hand in the gill and bring him up.
Damn!
Hey,
man.
Mascanosa!
Woo!
Whoa! Look at that!
Oh my God! Bigger!
And that African Pompano was 15 pounds, twice the size as the first one he caught.
Look at that! Bigger!
And I knew we were taking that fish to the Angler and Ale for dinner the following day.
That is a beauty. You're gonna keep that one, right? Yeah.
That's dinner for the crew. Andy had caught 2 African Pompano, and you're allowed 2 per boat, so we kept the 1, and we were kind of getting ready to get going.
Bingo!
And we get another bite. Strong fish. And all of a sudden, the rod just loads up 10 times harder than that African Pompano could have pulled.
I almost feel like Goliath just ate him. There's no way that fish is doing it.
Yeah, Goliath ate you Africans.
Yep.
Sure enough, the Goliath grouper just eating it, and he's pulling on. He doesn't want to give up.
You need a rest?
No.
This Goliath grouper was holding on just by his throat with this giant fish in his mouth, and all of a sudden, it came free.
Oh, there goes Andy, go.
And the rod was still bent, and he was fighting it, and he brings up this African Pompano
Oh my word!
that was completely scraped from the face all the way down to the tail.
You should see the shred marks on this thing. It's like tenderized. These are the teeth just sliding all the way.
Unbelievable. What a story.
That is a cool story, Andy.
Yeah!
Whoa.
We couldn't believe it. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, a giant fish and getting it away from the Goliath, and then seeing this fish bring it to the boat, it was ridiculous.
Next time on Bass to Billfish.
You ready to go offshore?
Yep.
Andy and Sandy continue their fishing adventure in the Florida Keys
First blackfin for Andy ever, first tuna.
and head offshore for bigger fish.
Oh, yeah. That looks like a nice one, Andy, and I think there's more with them. Yeah! Sandy, how you doing?
Great.
Yes, that's a good one. We're gonna have to use a gaff on that son of a gun.
Oh my God!
Woo! Look at that! That's a big one!